everyone, and welcome to an episode of What Does the Cat Say with special guest.
Another cat.
Yes, another cat. This one a little buffer.
Oh, yes.
It is. Oh, I should double check. It's affocatto, right? Is that how you would pronounce
Yes,
it?
affocatto, yes.
Yes, affocatto, fellow furry VTuber and coffee addict. Actually, if anything, you're more coffee addicted than I am.
I mean, to be fair, I am not like super addicted to coffee, which is funny. I do have the coffee shop. I have coffee everywhere at my disposal, but I always drink very little coffee.
I mean, I guess that's understandable. I mean, is part of it just because you're not that big of a drinker, or is it because since there's coffee all around you, you're just like when you're home, you're like, I want water.
No, okay, so I do like coffee. I love coffee, of course. But the whole thing is like I don't really like the super energy that you get, like the high and the energy is it's all right, but like I don't want to depend on it. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Understandable. Yeah, don't be like me. Actually, I can't. I am getting better at that because I've reduced. So coffee actually does something when I drink it, but yeah, no, I'm thankfully I'm not at that point yet where I can chug a gallon of coffee and still fall asleep. Like, I don't want to ever get to that when it comes to caffeine. I want it to still do something if I need a kick in my pants in the morning.
Right. No, I've learned to like not live with any sort of like energy drink or anything like that. I know that people are like, "Oh my god, I need to have like 4 cups of coffee to be like awake all day." I'm like, "Brother, your organs are not going to be happy with you in like 10 years."
Oh yeah, no, for real. That's my goal. Is just like I don't want to be, hitting 40, going to a physical, and the doctor saying, "Oh yeah, your heart's about to go kaboom." I mean, that's what I'm trying to avoid. But no, thankfully I'm at a point where it's like I definitely prefer coffee like right when I get up. But if I'm in a situation where I need to get myself out of bed and just go do something before a cup of coffee, I can. I can at least function for a little bit before I'm like, okay, now I need something.
Right, exactly. I mostly you like I guess I drink coffee as I wouldn't call it like a treat, but one of those things that like it's something I enjoy. It's like a little ritual for myself,
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah. Actually, and heck, what was perfect for this little initial talk here is to actually get right into some of the first questions that I had, which
Oh, okay.
which for the biggest one, also for my audience. Welcome to generic, podcast Q&A because I couldn't think of anything unique.
That's fine. Hey, listen, if you come up with questions and on the way, like, hey, I'm good to answer all of
Oh
those.
yeah. Well, the thing I guess too was just I'd be curious about is just because you've talked about in in your streams and stuff that you own your own cafe IRL.
Correct.
Is was that what led you to that? Was that like a dream thing you wanted to do, or did you kind of just one day go do the kind of the cat meme of I should have a cafe?
So, a little bit of both plus okay, so a little bit of a backstory. I used to work a lot in restaurants and hotel restaurants and stuff like that. Um, I was working for those, but I didn't really enjoy the workplace, and it's totally not because of the profession. I love cooking. That's what I do. That's my job. But the people that I met there just made it so awful for me.
No, yeah.
Like, dude, it's awful, especially in the hotel business. So, like, everybody who has worked on a hotel kitchen, like, oh my god, dude, you are a beast. You are a machine. You are inhuman. Because like imagine, for example, over here, in this hotel kitchen, we were kind of understaffed. So and it was like, okay, look, we're gonna have a dinner, like an event for 200 people. So I need you to make
Oh
200
God,
cakes now. You gotta make them now. You gotta have them finished in like an hour. So like, what the fuck
Jesus.
do you expect me to do?
Would you even have enough
And
ovens for that?
Well, obviously the kitchen is supposed to be equipped with all of that, so you get like the big like tower ovens that just like can
Oh yeah,
fit like
yeah.
20 trays at a time. Um, and the problem is when you are in such a high stress environment like kitchens are, because Jesus Christ, not everybody can be a cook. No matter, listen, buddy. Ratatouille, I love that movie. It ain't true. It ain't true. Not everybody can be a cook. It's a lot of stress. It like insanely like big stress. And if you have a very bad work environment added to that stress, it just makes it like a lot worse.
Yeah.
And the problem is over here there used to be like, okay, so there's like old employees, like old cooks that were there for like 10 years or more even. And you know, there's like this seniority, I guess, where they're like, oh yeah, well, we don't want new people because like we're fine with the people we are, so we're gonna treat them like shit. So like they're like, oh yeah, if they stay, they can like chill, but if they don't, I mean, we don't care.
Oh, so basically just like
We're the OG, you know?
yeah, kind of like haze the new people to see who can like who handles it and sticks around, and then who kind of air. I guess best way to put it would be who pussies out and quits.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what happened. Well, that was in the hotel area, and most of hotels that I was working on were like that. Like, there's always like the super, old, not old, but like has worked there for a long time employee. That they're like they treat you like shitty because they're like, oh, I mean, if they can't handle it, then they shouldn't stay. And it's like, okay, bro, but
Yeah.
like you're being stupid about it, you know? Like I could handle it, but if you're gonna be that stupid about it, then it I'm not going to.
No, yeah, exactly.
It's kind of a shame, because this happened to me like a couple of times. Then I started working on restaurants. I started working. The one that I lasted the longest was in a sushi restaurant. I was a line cook for a sushi restaurant, not the sushi like maker. Unfortunately, I did want to learn, but I couldn't. It was not a lot of time. So well, not a lot of time for me to learn and then start like making it. Cause like they were like, oh yeah, you're starting like in 2 weeks. Okay, well I'm gonna be a line cook, I guess. Because I know how to make sushi rolls, but I don't know how to make restaurant quality sushi rolls.
Right,
Or
exactly.
I don't know how to make the like I don't have the dexterity to make them like they make them, or like to put out the volume that they do and stuff like that. Because I mean I can make my own, sure, but it's definitely not gonna be like those. And it was also such an annoying experience. The work itself, it's fine. Like I said, I can cook, I can handle myself in the kitchen. If they were all right in explaining things and such, but like Jesus Christ, man, like even the boss, like the owner of the place, was so awful to everybody, not just to me. To the point where like no joke, right now I can go to that place and all the staff has changed like entirely because they
Oh
all they
god.
all quit.
Oh yeah, just rotating door of staff basically.
Yeah, pretty much because dude, it was so bad. It was so awful that like people were quitting. No joke. One of the employees quit, and they were starting to make out to get a replacement. But the workplace, like not just drama, but like the awful workplace environment was so bad that people were quitting on like the first week.
Oof.
It was that bad, and it
Yikes.
came to a point where I'm like, listen, I don't want to do this.
I don't
Like
blame you.
good, like good. They're paying me. I'm doing shit. I'm getting money. It's awesome. I I listen. I don't want to do this shit. And so yeah, I left. I left that place. And I started my whole like solo journey, question mark, I don't know how to call it, but by selling desserts online. I actually like just made like my little like Facebook page, and I set up my WhatsApp business shit, and I started selling to people, and people were like, oh, people who they would just share the contacts around. I would get orders online, I would deliver, and blah 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 blah. And that's how
Oh.
I started. And then I was like, okay, well, I kind of want to do a little bit more than just this, because there were periods of time where like there were no orders whatsoever. And it's one of those periods of times where like if I'm not selling anything, I'm not making anything. And no matter how much money I have saved or anything, it's just going to mean expenses for me.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, well, let's try something else. I do love making desserts. That's what I specialized in. I make desserts. So I'm like, okay, well, I was thinking, hey, you know what? I could probably try a bakery. But then I'm like, I don't really like the industrial aspect of, big bakeries where like they make like 100 cakes an hour and
Oh,
stuff
right,
like that.
right.
And I'm like, okay, I don't really like that. I would rather do something more chill, more relaxing. And what is that? It's a coffee shop. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. I don't really know a lot about coffee, but I can learn. And I did. And that's, I got the little place that I have, and that's where I am.
I mean, I feel like I don't know. I feel like with that as well, like desserts or like even like dessert pastry stuff, and just something like coffee, they just go hand in hand. So I almost feel like even if right, you never had a twinkle of a thought of coffee, it just sounds like it just was that natural progression of I want to make dessert, pastry, whatever's, but also you need something to kind of drink with it, and it's just like coffee. I don't know. In my head, I'm like coffee is like a perfect match.
So like the idea of the bakery was always to be like a coffee shop, but it was not focused on the coffee. It was more of like, oh yeah, if you want to have a dessert over here, you can get yourself a random coffee,
Right.
that kind of deal. You've probably seen it like the proper bakeries where they have their own like little treats and stuff, or like little drinks and things, but it's not like actual like proper meals or stuff like that.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I've been a couple of those like kind of like local places. Yeah, like you said, you'll have that the main counter
Yeah,
that's
there's like
all the
yeah.
the bakery stuff, and then it's just like, oh, by the way, we happen to have a cafe, you know,
Yeah, it's
espresso
like, oh
machine.
yeah, you can get like a basic like black coffee for like $1 or something like that. Or hey, we got the fucking drinks fridge over here. If you want some water, if you want some soda, whatever, you can just you have some tables if you want to eat the dessert over there. But that's like it's not like a proper restaurant.
Right.
It's more like a front end of the shop kind of deal.
Right. Exactly. It's like 90% of your business, and I'm guessing yours is like the two where like probably a majority of your business is people walking in, buying stuff, and then like walking out and going about their day. But you still have the little sitting area for people who want to just kind of unwind while enjoying.
Exactly, exactly. So that was the idea. But again, I was looking at the more industrial, well, not the more industrial aspect. Well, I was mostly looking at the cost of the big machinery for a proper bakery, and I was like, yikes.
I don't even want to
That
know.
ain't gonna cut it.
I can already imagine the amount of zeros after that initial number, and
Oh my lord,
my
dude,
fur's
the
going gray.
amount of
Or
oh yeah, yeah. The amount of zero, even for good like espresso machine. Jesus Christ, they're so expensive.
oh god, yeah, yeah. I've seen those. Like my only experience with dealing with espresso machines myself personally is here in the U.S. There is a gas station chain in like kind of the southeast called Sheets, and
Oh
they
yeah, I didn't know sheets.
oh
Okay.
yeah, but yeah. So like in like the little fancy drink area, they have an espresso machine, and I remember I think one of my coworkers told me that those are like $4,000 or $5,000 machines
Yeah.
each. And I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
even that super fancy. They're still pretty basic compared to I think what other ones are out there.
To be fair, okay, this might be a my region kind of price, but like a decent, like small professional coffee machine would go for around like 2K. Small. I mean, like one fucking spout for the milk and one little thingy for the coffee. I forgot the name of it. If you buy a bigger one, it can go over to like 5K. Depends on the brand or like how many spouts or like a lot of things.
No, yeah. I'm trying to curious myself. I'm trying to look up like prices of like espresso machines, but of course, this website I first clicked on isn't saying prices. Probably because it knows most people would turn around and just go, "Nope," click off.
Yeah, that's something that pisses me off. Talking about that when there's like stupid things like like kind of business expensive kind of machinery, they don't really put prices on their websites and they make you contact them.
Oh god, I hate that.
And it's like, brother, I just need to know the number, dude. Listen, if I have to contact their sales department and everything, I get it. I get it. This is for big businesses that may want to buy like big amounts. For example, if I want to buy like an espresso machine, a good coffee grinder, a I don't know, a large fridge, and all that. Like I get that. But can you please list the prices on your website at least?
Yeah, no, from what I've heard before, at least here in the US, that supposedly some of these places online, when they say like the add to cart to see price, the thing I've been told is that the reason they do that is if they have the price like below MSRP or like a certain amount below, I guess they're like almost contractually not allowed to outright say the price until it's like basically right at like the right at checkout or something. I don't know if that's true. More still, just like it sounds like a marketing gimmick. So like you said, you contact them, and then they can basically like upsell you on because if you're already talking to somebody, for example, like you're getting a new espresso machine, they could be like, oh well, yeah, we got this compliment this coffee grinder that works best with it, and they'll try to work on upcharging you and adding on other stuff where
I know, yeah, exactly. And it is annoying because like sometimes those are the only places where you can like actually get a proper machine like that, and it's just so stupid. As I said, I don't know the prices over there, but for me, like my machine was 2K. A little bit over, probably. I don't remember the exact price, but it was definitely it had a 2 before all the zeros.
Yeah, I mean, so far from this one website, which is for this website I just found called Clive Coffee, and looking at these different models, yeah, I'm seeing 2K. I'm seeing almost $9,000 for a single spout.
My God. Okay, well that's just stupid.
Yeah, that's probably one of those things where I feel like that's because it has some fancy name, so that's probably like anything where I'd be buying.
It's like a brand.
Buying
deal,
the brand. But no, I still think it's cool though. Just like I don't know the cafe aspect. It's like I feel like that would be just such a fun, like small business to own. Just because I don't know, cafes are just cozy. Just the concept of them are just so cozy.
They are. They're pretty cool. I honestly have been enjoying it, but oh my God, it's so much work.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, I feel like that's the other thing too. Like I would probably if I were to actually like sit down and like legitimately think about it, probably, off like offline, have like a one-on-one like heart-to-heart with you, because there's probably some aspects of owning your own business that I would definitely probably need like a come to Jesus talk with somebody who does their own business before.
Well, to be fair, honestly, if we're talking about business, we have to talk about the whole thing about VTubing. It's the same shit, honestly.
Oh,
that's
true.
why I'm like, okay, well, I know I know why things are happening in my VTuber journey as well, because it's the same thing. Like I'm already used to this.
Okay. Which actually, that is a perfect transition of the question of how'd you get into VTubing?
Listen. I am not a paid actor. Okay. You can PayPal me after the recording. Don't worry about it. I'll send you the details.
Sweet. That $2.05 I have to my name will be going your way.
Dude, hell yeah! I can buy myself some fucking chips with that.
Damn. Your economy's doing great. I think over here I wouldn't even be able to buy chips for $2. Actually, I'd probably be able to buy like maybe like some peanuts. That's about it.
Dude, okay, no, yeah, your prices are stupid. I don't live in America, but Jesus Christ.
No, they're just getting worse right now. But that is a That is a
That
rant for another
we are
day.
not opening that can of worms.
Yeah, no, nope. I don't feel like putting the politics tag on my
Yeah, no,
podcast.
we are not opening that can of worms. How did I get into VTubing? Before I've been VTubing for 3 years right now. Yeah, I always forget the amount. I've been VTubing for 3 years, and before I started it, I had a YouTube channel where I just uploaded like my random gameplay of things, and me just like did like silly, funny edits. I'm pretty sure. Well, it's the right now it's my VODs channel on YouTube. At this point, I privated all of my old channels, not channels or videos, just because I just want to keep them for that. And you know those older videos, they kind of it's the stupid algorithm shit. You know, you kind of have to not really keep those. But
Yeah.
I just have them unlisted so I can see them every once in a while. And like they're very nice. Right now the only things that I'm uploading in my VODs channel is the D&D things. My VODs for D&D, which we've been going super strong with that. And whatever edited clips I have, because it's like my gaming channel, which I should probably change it to like gaming instead of just VODs. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's how I started. And when I was editing, I was working in this sushi restaurant that I was mentioning. Uh, and it came to a point where I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I like it, but I feel like it's not too great for me. And then I met some people on Twitter, and they were like, "Oh, well, I stream and it's fun because you can engage with people and stuff." And I'm like, "Well, that's actually pretty cool. I might try that." But I'm like, "Okay, well, I don't want to show my face because dude. I work 11-hour shifts in a kitchen. How the fuck do you think I'm gonna be looking?"
Mood.
And I'm like, I don't want to show my face because of those things, because I may look very tired, or like I may not feel good. I'm like, okay, I don't like to put an act to do things. If it doesn't come out naturally, then I don't really like it.
Oh yeah.
And then so I'm like, okay, well, but they were like, oh no, you could just be a VTuber, and I'm like, what the hell is a VTuber? And they just introduced me to the world of VTubing, which is obviously the little character avatar that is on screen instead of you, that sometimes can be 2D, 3D, or PNG. For those who don't know, by the way. And I mean, I already had the art of the character that I use. I mean, actually, let me see if I can send you old unlisted playlist. And I already had art of my characters, of the character that I use, because I used to do what's it called? I used to be on Elder Scrolls a lot, and I created my character. And in the guild that we had art of our characters and stuff like that. So I made it, obviously.
Okay.
Let's see if I can. Can I even send you the link? Okay, yeah, I think I can send you the link.
Yeah, I
So
feel like I
let
think
me.
with unlisted stuff is if I have the link, I can view it. It's just that if I looked up it myself, it would not show up.
Yeah, so this is the kind of videos that I made. This is one of my series. I have like a few more in those things. I have like a Minecraft
Oh no, never
series. I
mind.
have like
It just says
it.
8
It
unavailable
doesn't work.
videos. So
Oh, it doesn't work.
you might need to send me like a link to like one of the actual videos directly.
Okay, let me try that then. Well,
Possibly.
that's fine. But yeah, it's something that I started doing, and then I thought, hey, it's cool. I like it. It's very nice. Then I started using the art of my character. And I mean, that's how it all started. Then I modified the character because at that point I was starting to get a little bit tired of Elder Scrolls Online. Look, I have like 6,000 hours on that
Holy shit.
game. I had done everything I wanted to do. I had all of my characters, or most of my characters, with the most powerful gear. I had done most of the hardcore content. I was not getting. It was becoming not fun for me to do all the hardcore content, because it was just like weeks of training and training and training with the same group to see if we can get it done. and it was like hours upon hours upon hours. It's like, okay, well, I don't want to keep doing this.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Exactly. I don't know if I can share this video. What? How do I? It's probably because it's. Wait, can I even?
It's like while you're trying to
Whatever.
that, I was gonna make a comment saying like, when you're talking about starting VTubing, like for like kind of just adding to the conversation for me, when Kazuna AI first existed, that is when I discovered VTubers.
I actually did know about her, but I didn't think like I thought it was like another thing. Like it was
The,
for me, I thought it was like not like a stream thing, but like a video thing because obviously I didn't know that obviously you could do this on on a live stream. I thought you could like you had the little avatar moving around because there was somebody in the video that had like the program making this stuff, and in video it was like okay, that's cool, but didn't know you could do this in
yeah, well, I think they started just doing videos. Also, yeah, no, I think because if you have it set to like fully hidden, yeah, I can't see the video either.
I'm gonna have to switch this then.
To like you like unlisted, would be I think the one
Yeah,
where
I think they're hidden, not unlisted, but that's fine.
yeah, that's okay. But yeah, no, I think if I remember right too, I think yeah, Kazuna AI and stuff started off just doing videos and then started doing a little bit of the live stream stuff, and then HoloLive showed up and it was just like, oh, this is a thing. This is a like this is a thing you can do. And then yeah.
Right.
And just now it's kind of wild just to think about that, where like early on just seeing where that came from and now how VTubing is now, where you just got all these talent agencies left and right for it, and it's like I mean it's still very niche compared to just I think the content creating like sphere in general, but it's just becoming such a large thing compared to, you know, back in
To
like
be fair,
2019
you would
2020.
I mean, you say that, but I don't think it is that niche, honestly. I think it's actually very mainstream right now.
Oh, no, oh, I mean it is, but I think when if you were to look at like the, you know, I guess you could say flesh tubers to VTuber ratio, I still think there's still a lot more
Oh,
people.
100%. And even VTubers themselves or like faceless streamers or like, video. I've noticed this a lot. It's the that they gain a lot more traction when they start revealing a face.
Yeah.
I've seen this a lot because I've followed a lot of people that were faceless on the internet. They're like, "Oh yeah, I have my little avatar or I have my like my little model thing or like my little emoji that I just use to do things." And suddenly they're like, okay, well, I'm going to do a face reveal, and suddenly like their numbers just immediately freaking blow up after that, and they just keep going up and up and up and up and up.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess it really does just also depend on like I guess why they wanted to be a VTuber, because I mean for me, I just like the fact that I can stream with, you know, pants being optional. That's the biggest thing.
Oh yeah.
But I mean for some people it's just like you know, they want full 100% anonymity, so they're just like, I'm never gonna show my face ever, or if I do, it's gonna be like photoshopped, like covered my face to show a cool outfit, or you know, mask only type thing. Which I think I feel like that's what a lot of VTubers at least do when they do a face reveal. They'll still like wear like a mask or something, just so it's just like, you know, especially bigger ones where they're like, okay, yeah, I'm showing IRL pictures, but if I'm gonna go walk around like outside in my town or city, I'm not gonna suddenly get stopped by somebody and be like, oh, you're so and so, and it's just like, oh, I need to move.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would not mind that, but mostly I think it's like, eh, I don't know. I just don't feel like being recognized like that. Question mark. I don't know. It's for me. It's like it's okay if I at any point reveal my face. I don't know if I will yet. I mean, I am a way too small of a VTuber to think about those things. So if I do at some point, it'll be like, hey, that's fine. I mean, if people get to know me, like, it's okay. I don't think it would be super bad for me. I don't want to do it yet, though. Like I said, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it for like, and this may sound very bad, and I trust me, and it is not. I don't want to do it for like 500 people because I feel like it's all about the exposure, you know. It's
Oh
it's
yeah.
not about the numbers. It's because if you're showing your face, it means that the audience wants to meet you, the person behind the avatar. And it's not a thing about me not being, oh, I have very little numbers. I don't want to show my face because nobody's going to be interested in this. I don't really care about that. I've streamed for 3 years and I don't really have a lot of like the same luck, quote unquote luck, that other people have. So I'm like, okay, for me, numbers are not that. As I said, I understand how this business, because let's face it, it is a business, works because I have a business of my own. And it's just a matter of consistency.
No, yeah. And I mean, I don't think from how you're saying that too, it doesn't sound bad. If anything, it's like I would interpret what you just said with like the I'm not gonna do it for like 500 people as, if it's a small group of people that want to kind of know you that well to like say like see your face or see any kind of like IRL photos of yourself, you would just personally DM it to them. You wouldn't be throwing
Yeah,
it in, on like
exactly.
a tweet or anything. You'd be like, you would literally be like, oh hey, so and so, like this, this is what the shop looks like today, and you just send them a picture. You're not gonna be throwing out that tweet to do like a full on like face reveal, cafe reveal, like anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And as a matter of fact, some of my friends already know that stuff. So it's like, okay, then it's fine by me. But like this is, as I said, it's one of those things where as a very low content creator, I don't really feel like I should just yet, because for me to reveal my face like that, it could be like, it could be a lot worse than once you have like the audience that actually wants to see you. Because like imagine if I don't let's put like like a scenario where I'm like, okay, well, I've streamed for like, let's say I get to like 5 years and I'm like, well, okay, I don't really like this anymore, I'm not going to stream anymore. My face is now everywhere.
Right.
So that's one of those, also one of those things is like, okay, well, if I get to the point where there's a lot of people that want to see my face, that means that it's one of those things where this has already worked for me, and and I'm already doing this either for a living or almost for a living.
Yeah. And then actually a little side question too for this the VTubing stuff. So
Hmm.
I mean, it kind of sounds like with the Elder Scrolls character you were mentioning. So the joke question I have is always furry? Question mark.
Yes, yes. It was always like that. I don't know. I mean, okay, it's one of those things. I've never really been into the generic character. I've never been into like talking about D&D because I love D&D. Talking about D&D, I've never been into the human warrior that uses a great sword kind of character.
Understandable.
you know I've never been into like, yeah, the fighter class uses a great sword and it does warrior thing, cool, and it's a human, and that I've never been into that. Even in my D&D characters, I've shown that I can make like some very cool characters, and they're all unique in their own ways, because I always think that I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't want, and it is a big contradiction in my life. And now that I'm saying this, is super funny to me, because for me, it's like I don't want it to stand out too much, but I'm going to make it unique. See, which, as I said, well, now that I'm saying it, it's like a very stupid contradiction. But I go by the rule that it's not unique but interesting. Because if everybody is unique, nobody is unique. So that
True.
it's just how it works. So I'm not going to sit there and tell you, oh my god, my character is unique. No, it's not. Listen, the concept for my character has probably been seen a million times. Even more than that. Somebody invented my character's concept like 20, 30, 40 years ago, and now I'm using it again.
Oh yeah.
So I am not unique. I just try to make my character interesting.
Oh yeah. Or even if it's just, or even like make it like still, or I guess guess yeah, this would still be called unique, but more personalized, so
Yes.
type thing, which honestly also goes with the VTubing side of things a little bit too, with like your character design, where something I always talk to people about, where even if you're using like a pre-made either VTube like live 2D model, or for a lot of the different groups I've been around, a lot of people will use VR chat avatars for like a 3D model for their VTubing stuff. Like it's all cool, and it's just me. Like when it comes to budgets as well, I fully understand. Just getting a pre-made one. It's like you still want to add that little bit of, like you said, make it kind of interesting, or still like unique in a way for being able to be easily identifiable.
Right. I mean, to be fair, yes and no. I mean, just look at other VTubers that use like pre-made stuff. They are very, in terms of design. I don't want to get super controversial here, but in terms of design, it is very generic. I'm not trying to be controversial. It is what it is.
Is it
But
controversial if it's accurate though?
Dude, okay, listen. You probably know this very well. It 100% is, especially if it's accurate.
Oh yeah, no, I get you. No, that's the thing too, is like, because an example for something too where like they're all very similar is for the VR chat scene for like streaming and stuff. There is a avatar maker called Godfall, and they have some popular avatars. And for a lot of people, for a bit there, when you look in like the VR chat category on Twitch, it would be a plethora, and like beyond the plethora too, of people using like that avatar maker's avatars, but they would just keep it kind of stock, best way to put it. They would, yeah, it has a bunch of built-in customization things that they can do in the game, but they're not making it unique. So it's one of those things where it's like they're all the same design, and if you quickly showed somebody a quick like screenshot of like, oh, do you know who this is, they're gonna go, I could name you like 20
No.
people.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be like, no,
Right.
no, I don't.
Yeah. And that's the thing too with, like, I feel like, yeah, the VTuber designs is either whether it's pre-made or getting custom ones, but you kind of go off of like these different design aspects that are maybe of bigger VTubers, or like heavy inspiration from them, or link up. Well,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those things where I feel like you want to have a personalized one enough where it's like, if I mean, which I honestly would say your character definitely is, where I feel like if people know who you are, if I were to just be like, hey, do you know this VTuber, they'd be like, oh yeah, that's Affocatto.
Yeah, exactly. Just make it. That's what I'm saying. Don't make your character unique. Make it interesting. Because some unique characters that I've seen are not interesting at all,
Oh yeah. Not yet.
and that's just annoying. They're like, "Oh yeah, I want to stand out. I want to be unique. Cool. Why don't you do interesting things to do that?"
Oh yeah, exactly. It. I mean, also part of it too with VTube, like especially VTubing, since like it's a model you're moving around. It's like, I feel like a lot of people don't realize too with the VTubing side. It's like, yeah, you can have like a $50,000 model if you
Jesus,
are
yeah.
if you are not utilizing it, or just kind of being very static.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool.
It is funny that people mention that. Sometimes I've been hearing people say that about me, and the problem is I don't know what's up with my PC. I'm pretty sure it's like my video card is not really like handling like the model and all the things, because like when I don't have anything open, obviously the model looks fine, but when I start using things, it just goes very static and like choppy and stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, I need to upgrade my PC if I want to get this model to look proper. That's why I tend to use my PNG model quite a lot more.
Oh yeah, no, that's I think also another side of like, a lot of these streaming stuff that I guess you could say like on like a surprise business side of VTubing, especially, is some people I don't think realize that, unfortunately, yeah, you kind of need to have a bit of a beefy PC to handle all the programs, especially if you're going like live 2D. I mean, thankfully PNG like programs are like use like 0.01% of your CPU. They're thankfully
they're very easy, but we're talking that obviously you're going to have to you're going to have to handle OBS, the streaming software, and whatever streamer bots you use.
Uh,
So
yeah, that and again, that's like one of those like yeah side of things where I mean yeah, thankfully streaming and VTubing in general has gotten a lot more accessible. It's like yeah, there's still a lot of like overhead you need to kind of think about even to just start out on.
that's what I was telling one of my friends. He wants to get a 3D model, and I'm like, "Yo, that's awesome. Can your PC handle it?" And he's like, "Oh no, I didn't even think about that."
I mean, I guess it would just depend on how they do it. Because like for me, like I have a 3D model, but it's just a VR chat model converted to a VRM and using VC face, and it doesn't really use too much resources because I think the only time it's gonna use a lot of resources is if I was like trying to like have it be like hyper sensitive with tracking from my webcam. But I think
But it also depends on like it also depends on OBS, the bit rate,
yeah,
and
oh
all that
yeah,
sort of things as well. So in like the game that you're playing, because obviously you have to do all of that. That's why most of like the big creators usually do dual PC streaming setups,
oh yeah,
because it's just the best way to do it.
no,
Just
it
put up
is.
all the load of the model and the OBS in one of them, and then just enjoy the game in the other one.
Oh yeah, and I mean, what's nice too about that is as well as like your streaming PC doesn't even have to be that powerful.
Yeah, exactly. The stream, I can put the PC that I have right now, the one that I'm speaking from you right now as my streaming PC, and it will be more than enough.
Uh-huh. No, actually, I think if when I still had my GTX 1080, I could have thrown that into a streaming PC, and that would be more than enough GPU resources for the encoder for
Yeah,
OBS.
exactly. Plus, what your model, if you're just gonna be running those two things, I think you'll be just fine.
Oh yeah, wait, and it's
But if you want to run the game, Jesus Christ, the computer struggles.
yeah, which is why I'm kind of, even though my graphics card was a little overkill, I'm kind of glad I have my 4080 because yeah.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if I want to do if I want to do that, if I want to get like a beefy a graphics card and processor, or just straight up just get another decent and cheaper PC so I could do the same streams. Because listen, my PC, the one that I have right now, this one right here was like around $800. No joke. And I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna buy a 4090 that costs double of that, isn't it better to just get me another PC of this one? you know?
Honestly, I mean, I guess it just depends too, because it's like if you got yourself a 4090, it's like cool, but is now your for you to look at would be like, okay, is my CPU now a massive bottleneck? So
That's the thing,
yeah,
exactly. That's the whole thing. That I know that if I were to buy one of the bigger processors, bigger graphics, I'd have to change my processor. So it's like that's another like three to $500 down the drain.
yeah, no,
And at that point, might as well just buy a new PC. If I buy the same PC that I have right this second, I'm pretty sure I could probably pile both together, put a capture card, and just stream with two PCs.
oh yeah, most likely no, and I feel that too because right now my computer where it's at, I have one of the it's still a decent AMD processor, but it's like the last generation chipset. So,
Mhm.
and for at least on Amazon, like if I were to upgrade my motherboard, the only options for the AM4 chipset right now that are in stock is like shitty $50 ones or like $500-600 motherboards, no in between.
Oh
And
yeah, no, I get you.
so it's like I'm in that boat where it's like at this point it's like if I have to do any more upgrades, I'm to be having to upgrade motherboard, CPU, RAM all at once.
Might as well just buy a new PC at that point. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like you're gonna have to like spend like 2K in the three components.
pretty much.
Yeah, you're gonna have to spend like 2K on the three components. With that, I can just buy a new PC again.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I think if I were to get an equivalent of my current PC, like pre-built, it would probably be like a $3,000 PC.
Yeah, I mean, listen, with a $3,000 PC, I can buy three times the amount of PCs that I own right now.
Right. No, I think at that.
So it's like, yeah.
No, I think if I need to upgrade for like streaming and stuff, I think at that point, like you were saying, I'd probably just get a newer like maybe less powerful one, but just do like the dual stream setup type thing because it'd be cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, look, like this PC can handle a lot of stuff. I'm running a 1660,
Oh,
an NVIDIA 1660. It's old. It's old. It's very cheap. It's old, but god damn it, dude, it can run games.
yeah,
It could run. Remember, I could run like all the newest games very well at very high graphics.
yeah. No, if I remember too, I think when it comes to like the budget GPUs, that is like the coveted one right
One of
now.
the better one, yeah.
Mainly because
exactly.
it is because for its price, it has I think one of the highest like VRAM amounts that are not like the 4090 or something. Because I think it has like 16
This one
gigabytes or something.
This one has like 8 or 6. I don't remember. I think it's 8 or 6.
I might be thinking of a different one because I remember.
But it was cheap. It's like what, $300 maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe even.
Oh, I might be thinking of the 3060. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Is
No, the 3060 is probably the better one. Yeah, because everybody says, oh, if you're upgrading, just buy a 3060. It's like the best.
yeah, it's like like a good like budget one. Of course, if you were wanting like super future proof, that's when you go with the 4090 because you will not have to upgrade.
Really
Yeah, it's like unless you need it, it's just like, or you just don't want to have to touch it again for like another 15 years. Just, but let's see here. Let's see. We talked about coffee stuff, talked about the vtubing stuff. Ooh,
yeah, we just went into a wild tangent.
oh yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like that's what thing about like some of these episodes of this podcast is just like, welcome to ADHDville or ADHDville because my brain just goes left, right, center, backwards, forwards. But no, I just want this could be a funny story, either personally or on stream. What was the biggest crash out you've had in a game, and which game was it?
Oh my goodness. I think like the biggest crash out I've ever had. Funny enough, I think it was yesterday. When I was playing Dark Souls 2.
Oh, okay, that's you know what? No more context. Podcast up. No, I'm just kidding. But
yeah, dude. Okay, listen. To everybody who is listening this that may love Dark Souls 2, I'm gonna say this. Dark Souls 2 is not a bad game at all. It is not a bad game. However, Dark Souls 2 is a bad Dark Souls game. That I will say. It has its good things. It has a lot of bad things. It's a game. It is entertaining. I will not deny that I was having fun, but Jesus Christ, dude.
so wait, like what happened? Was it just like boss fight type thing, or did just like game mechanics just say screw you?
Oh my goodness. Okay, there is an area in this. There's a couple of areas that are just hell in that game, and it's just so annoying. Especially when the combat is clunky in the worst way. It's not, for example, Dark Souls 1 has a clunky combat, but once you learn the pacing of the combat, things are okay. They're not good, they're okay. Dark Souls 2, God knows what the hell is happening over there.
Oh no.
It's, as I said, I don't hate Dark Souls 2. I do like the game. I don't think it's a bad game. However, it is a bad Dark Souls.
Yeah.
That is all what I'm going to say about that, because people get super heated about Dark Souls 2 in the Souls community.
Which is funny to hear since here's my controversial take of the day. I can't stand most Dark Souls like fan boy girl non-binary whatever. Most like diehard Dark Souls like fanatics, I can't stand them.
I feel like people think that, I don't know. I think it's all the difficulty makes the game better debate. You know how people are like, oh, games shouldn't have a difficulty slider. If you just can't play it, then you're bad at it. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I think the game can be enjoyed at any difficulty. For example, if I personally like, for example, if I like my games like say Skyrim or Fallout, the Bethesda games, I like to play them in the survival difficulty it is very difficult. It adds a lot of extra mechanics. Some people may not like them. I do like them, but if somebody else says, "Hey, you know what? If I'm gonna play with you, just, as an example, I don't want to play in the survival difficulty because I don't really like that extra challenge." I'll be like, "Okay, you know what? Fair enough. Cool. Let's just not do that."
Oh yeah,
but then the average Souls game guy would be like, "Oh, you just have to get good, man. If you can't handle it, and the game's not you, just go play Stardew Valley, man." Fuck
no,
you, dude.
yeah, no, for real. No, the one I always got, because I've played a little bit of Dark Souls. Like, I've played very minimal amount of one. I've gotten
Okay.
through. I think I got about 50% of the way through three, with
Okay.
help of other people who would come and like get in, like join in on my world and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But it's like I would mention, one of them's hard around somebody who's like a diehard fan, and it's just like, it would be kind of almost similar thing where it'd be like, oh god, like I'd be like, oh god, Dark Souls 3 is like such a pain in the ass, so hard, and they're just like, oh, it's not that hard. It's
The
it's,
game's
it's
not very easy. You're
yeah,
just
and
pretty
then just
bad
go
at
on this
it.
like whole like kind of like, you know, whip out their teeny dick and throw, flop it on the table type measuring contest, and it's just like, you shut the fuck up, I don't care.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's like why, dude? Like
yeah,
why?
and I know for those games too, it's like any game, you're gonna have people who just naturally just can understand the mechanics and adapt to them and just have a natural gift to be good at those kind of games. And then some people,
Yeah.
and then there's other people who just happen to be, unemployed, who can spend tens of hours a day playing them to get to
Oh
that
my
point.
lord, yeah.
Where for me, I've always been that person in like a friend group where I usually have to work, so like I don't like those kind of games because I don't want to be working like an you know, 8 hour day, 40 hour plus week, and then it's like
Right.
try to then rip my hair out trying to play this game because I need to because it's such a good game. Where I mean I do like the Dark Souls like environments. I think the games are beautiful, and I just want to rip my hair when I play
It
them.
is funny. It is funny you mentioned that because Dark Souls games for me are like my comfort games. I play them when I'm stressed.
Who hurt you?
I listen. I might be just built different,
Maybe.
incorrectly even.
Yeah, like I'm built different, as in incorrectly. There's a screw missing.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, no, I understand that. Like people don't like. That's why like a difficulty setting is valid. And there was a whole thing with Elden Ring now, because you know how have you played Elden Ring? I don't remember if you mentioned you
No,
did or didn't. Okay,
have not yet.
so Elden Ring has a mechanic where you can summon spirits of different enemies to help you out. It's basically that. It's just a summon of a little guy that helps you out. And people were like, if you're using the spirit summons in Elden Ring, you're playing the game wrong. This is not the way that the game is supposed to be played. You're just playing it in easy mode.
Why do I feel like
Not gonna be having fun.
why do I feel like these are the same people that in Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 were summoning their friends to join them on the gameplay?
No, it's that's the funniest part of all of it. The creator of Elden Ring says that he cannot play the game without summoning because he's bad at it. And it's like, dude, if you want to play with summons, if you want to cheese all the boss fights, if you want to break the AI of the bosses and just straight up like destroy everything, do it. It's fine. It's your game. Nobody's telling you. You are the one who are making the difficulty for you. You are the one who are catering to your own experience. Why do you have to follow what somebody else says on the internet?
Right. And the other thing too is like if it's built into the game, that's how the game is meant to be played. Like that's the thing. It's like it's not like it's people that are downloading mods that are, it's not like or like you're going into the console and immediately like debuffing an enemy because it's too hard. It's like if as the summons are part of the game, it's valid.
Even if that was the case, dude, do it. If you feel like, hey, this is not fun for me, I need some help. I need to debuff an enemy. Fucking do it, man. Like, what is gonna
Right.
happen? Wait, like, are you seriously going to listen to the Reddit guy that says, actually, if you don't play the game with fist only, level 1.
without taking any damage, you're not playing the game right because I did it and I am the best at doing so. No, fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
You you have a lot of time in your hands, my guy.
Yeah. And also just me coming from, like, you know, Bethesda games. Console commands are great because there's always something that's broken, or there's always that one enemy that's not working right that you're just like, okay,
Oh my
tilde,
God.
click,
Yeah.
kill,
Oh my God,
move
dude.
on.
I love Bethesda games because they're like the worst, best games in the whole market.
They are. My favorite thing too was like was gonna play Skyrim again recently, and I was like, I'm gonna go full vanilla, no mods, just enjoy the game as it was.
The vanilla experience is something else.
The opening cutscene broke because apparently,
Yes.
so the opening cutscene is not a cinematic cutscene. It is actually
It's a gameplay cutscene.
it's a gameplay like rendered thing with the characters being actually in the world and stuff, going through the world. And there's apparently I heard later on that it's guess it's something to do with your refresh rate, that if you have it set too high, there's a chance for the cart to collide with a fucking bee. So I'm going through it, and all of a sudden, as we're going through the part of like, oh, you're finally awake. I see you got caught too, trying to cross the border. The cart literally started just flipping out, went flying. My character fell off, so I'm just seeing from my POV the cart just like tweaking out. Things went everywhere. I took that as a sign. I'm like, I'm gonna uninstall the game. I think I'm officially retired from Skyrim. I'm taking that as a sign from the universe to just not try.
The funniest thing that happened to me once, it was while installing mods. I made this little like mod list that I play with some friends, because we play with like the Skyrim co-op mod. But I made this little mod list, and while I was installing mods and testing them out, I did the intro, and something similar to you happened, but the cart in front of us started tweaking, and it bounced so much that it killed the horse that was carrying our cart. So our cart was just stuck there forever. And that's it. Like, I couldn't progress past that because the cart was not moving. And you could even hear like the NPC speaking as if nothing would have happened, but nothing would progress.
Right.
You were just stuck there.
Jeez.
And if you obviously use console commands to move out of the cinematic, you can't do anything anyways because the cinematic is not going through.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if it would have worked for that. I know there was a console command that like series that you can do where it like forces the game to recognize different triggers of like a quest or cutscene happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know if
you
don't know if that would have worked though. But it's just that's just funny. Also, God, fucking Skyrim mods. I think still to this day, my favorite one, which was the first one I ever installed, was one where if one of the knights you go up to says, "Oh, I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow to the knee," a lightning bolt from Zeus just.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I think it was called like divine intervention. It was just funny because it was like I think from somebody who just got so annoyed of hearing that like memed line. So yeah, every time you heard it, it was just dead.
For me, one of my favorite mods that I love to play with, and it is something that is not for everybody because it is a very hard mod. It is called Requiem for Skyrim. It is a total overhaul that just changes how the world and the encounters and like even some quest lines work, like crafting stuff and everything. Like it changes pretty much everything of the game, but it makes it better, in my opinion. Because, for example, you can just get to like level 10 and just clear the whole game. Let's be real. In Skyrim, you can just do that if you find something. If you find a good item, you can just do that. But over here in Requiem, everything, instead of scaling to you up to the max level of the enemy, everything is scaled. All the zones have already their scaling and their level. So, for example, the zone that you start in Riverwood is going to be like level 1 to 5. And then if you move over to Whiterun, it will be like level 5 to 10. And obviously that's me just saying things, but it's more different than that.
Okay, I see. So yeah, so it's like the area. So it's almost like kind of like an MMO type like area thing with
kind of. It's not necessarily about areas, it's about the actual enemies. Like, for example, a normal bandit is going to be scaled to like level 5 or stuff like that. So you as a level 1 character are going to have a hard time fighting a normal bandit. But as you level up, you're going to be having an easier and easier and easier time until bandit just really doesn't do anything to you.
Yeah.
Same with everything in the game.
Okay.
And it is better for me because it makes me think of like not rushing through quest lines. And for example, oh my god, like let's say I'm doing the Thieves Guild quest line. Cool. I'm going to start the quest line where I know I'm like level 10, just as an idea. I know that the first like 2 or 3 quests of the Thieves Guild involves only killing bandits, so I'm going to do those. But the next few quest lines, I'm going to have to go into Draugr temples. Draugrs are a little bit more difficult. They're like higher level. I don't know if I can take a Draugr yet, so let me go and find another quest comfortable taking down bandits, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So it basically, it's like it almost in a way like slows down
It
your way of
paces your
speedrunning.
experience. Yeah. And it is a lot better because it has helped me not helped me, but it has made me discover a lot more quests and in a lot more locations because like for example, like I said, Draugr I believe are like level 10 plus. So at level 10 you're still gonna be weak. You can take like one of them, maybe 2 in combat if you're like if you're good enough, or if you have like some sort of strong build already. But for example, and they change a lot of things. For example, Bleak Falls Barrow, the first dungeon that you get in the game, the first Draugr dungeon that you do in the game. That thing, the end room is normally just like one guy, and that's it. There's like 25 Draugr
Oh,
in that
Jesus.
end room. So like if you go there at like level 10, you're not gonna be.
Yeah.
And it's like that, and it helps you think. Because for example, oh shit, I want to join the companions. Awesome. They're gonna send me doing little quests here and there, clearing bandit camps and clearing random like creature dens and stuff like that, which I can take. But then if I keep going into the companions and going into werewolf quest line, I'm gonna be taking Silverhands and Draugr, and those guys are much stronger, so I'm gonna have to think about what I'm doing or if I want to do them.
Yeah.
And that's why Requiem, I love Requiem. It may seem a lot unfair, like it's pretty unfair. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The first like five levels, it is pretty unfair because like even a mud crab one shots you or two shots you. One shotting is a little bit of an exaggeration for crab, but you cannot take much damage from a mud crab. So it's like, okay, it's a little unfair, but once you get going and start, it's that reward for the progression that really makes the game a lot better for me.
Okay.
So that's what I do, and this is all because of the difficulty thing. Requiem is definitely not an easy mod. It is a very hard mod. I wouldn't call it hardcore, but it is on the realms of a hardcore playthrough. If you put stuff with Requiem, like say the cold and like the hunger mods,
Oh god,
and stuff
yeah.
like that, it starts becoming harder and harder and harder. But that's the thing. It's one of those things where I tell people you cater your own experience
Oh yeah.
to the game.
No, yeah, 100%.
If you want to play Requiem and you like it, but you feel like, holy shit, I don't feel like hunger, thirst, and like sleep and temperature should be a factor because Requiem is already hard enough, then don't do it. Simple as.
Oh yeah. No, actually, already that mod sounds like would be something would be up my alley because of like I think I had when I finally stopped playing Skyrim, it was like over 700 hours, so I've basically done nearly everything in the game. So like that would be a mod that if I were to go back to Skyrim would probably add just because it's like, it's like I could easily go just plow through the game. So
that is, as a matter of fact, the mod that has kept me with Skyrim, going back to Skyrim because it's fun and it's a very fun mod if you like a challenge, but be immersed yourself to immerse very well in like the world of Skyrim. Because you have to pace yourself, otherwise you are just not going to do well.
Right.
Yeah, I cannot, like I said, I cannot be level 1, like breeze through Bleak Falls Barrow, get the Dragonstone, get to the dragon era, and then I'm like, okay, well, things are a little kill the first one, but they're a little bit tough for me. So let's level up a little bit. No, you
Yeah.
can't do that here. Dragons are like level 50.
Jeez.
So you have to. I've played Requiem. Unfortunately, I haven't played too much because it's like one of those things where like I get a phase. I want to play Skyrim, and then I do it, and I start playing, and then I get to a point where I'm like, oh shit, this is cool again, and I start playing another game, and I totally forget about Skyrim.
God, yeah.
The biggest character, well, the highest level character, I would say, that I made for Requiem was like level 35, which at that point you can take on dragons, but like the very first ones.
Right.
It's a very fun thing. It's a very fun thing. And everything is also changed to be further away. For example, the Daedric quests that normally start at level 10, they don't start until level 20. Which is a lot better because you are now capable of taking a lot of things at level 20 and things like that. They're very cool. They have changed some crafting recipes and stuff like that. The only problem that I will say is that if you're looking to get Requiem, good luck installing it.
Oh, jeez.
It's not okay. No, it's not difficult to install, but if you're playing a big mod list, Requiem, since it's an overhaul, requires a lot of patches.
Oh, yeah.
If you're doing a lot of mods. It does have a very big patch selection for a lot of different mods, but I would say not every mod is compatible with Requiem.
No, yeah. No, I feel like if I were to play Requiem anyway, it probably would be like the only mod, or would be, like you said, like whatever, like, you know, list of patched mod, like other mods that were compatible with it to be added on.
Yeah, 100%. And if you're playing Requiem, I recommend there is some people that have made their own tweaks to Requiem. One of them is called Noxcrab, which is the one that I like to play. Requiem Noxcrab's tweaks. It's pretty much the name. It makes it gives you a lot of build variety on top of Requiem, which can feel a little restrictive because Requiem doesn't add anything more rather than just changing things that were. It does add a few little things, but it's not more of a just. It's not a like. There's not a lot of content besides what you already know. But Noxcrab adds a lot of different things. You probably heard of Ordinator, the perk mod. It's one of the like more popular ones.
Maybe?
Have you? Well, it's one of the perk mods that just like gives you a lot of shit. But Noxcrabs from Requiem kind of feels like Ordinator because it allows you to do a lot of different builds in Requiem.
Okay.
And that's fun. I feel like it's just great.
Yeah. Also, I'm kind of curious because it's kind of going back with the initial, like, you know, asking about crash out in a game. Have you ever tried?
Okay.
Have you ever tried any of those, like, I'd call them like rage games, like Getting Over It or anything like that?
Which one was the one that I tried? I definitely did try one of those on stream.
Were you sitting?
God, I don't remember.
I would say, were you sitting in a bucket or were you climbing?
No. It was not those. No, I know about those. It was one of the other ones. Pretty sure I played it, but for like one stream only, because I was like, yeah, I ain't playing this anymore.
Oh yeah, no, I feel that. No, for me, well, so when I played Getting Over once on stream, and I was gonna just do one of those memes where I was just not gonna really react at all, because like people would react, like expect me to like rage out and like get angry, blah blah.
Right.
My mistake was I misunderstood how the mechanics work, because I thought when you swung your sledgehammer and Getting Over It, you clicked to like hook onto a part of the surface and then move yourself.
Right.
No, it's literally just you just swing and it will connect and then it will move you.
Exactly.
I ended up having a mental breakdown. That's the best way to put it. That's my take. I literally went from like trying to be very like not reactive to literally like bawling my eyes on stream because like a bunch of other shit that was going on at the time that was stressing me out all kind of like flooded at once, and I'm just like, I can't handle this game anymore, and like hit the BRB screen.
Right.
I was saying, came back. I'm like, I was like, nope, never touching that again.
That's annoying.
Good.
I don't remember. It was one of the old ones. I don't remember which one it was. It's definitely not any of the climbing ones. But I did play it on stream. It did piss me off course, that's the whole point of the game. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like those kind of games are my style. I like difficult games, but not rage.
I mean, yeah, I feel like those ones are just more like are designed just to kind of make people.
Yeah, it's just to
rage.
get a reaction.
No,
yeah,
yeah.
it's just to get a reaction, of course, which is fine. I mean, I do enjoy seeing them, but I don't feel like I would be one to deliver those reactions.
Yeah, well, that was again, was gonna be my whole shtick on it. Was gonna be like, fail like extremely miserably and getting over it, or something where I like, lose like 3 hours of progress in 10 seconds. I was just gonna go, things happen, and then just move on like nothing happened. But no, it just like after a while, the mechanics pissed me off so much. Where I was just like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's fun. I get it. I understand the appeal. I do like to watch some of the rage reactions from time to time, but I feel like it's one of those things where I wouldn't be able to deliver those reactions.
Yeah,
So I don't do that.
understandable. Also, so let's see. So actually, I'm gonna do one more question because it is we've actually this will be the longest podcast episode I've done so far, which is awesome.
Listen, I told you I do like to talk a lot.
Oh yeah, no, which is perfectly fine, and that's like and this is exactly what I was looking for, and this is why I wanted to get guests on and stuff. Just I love like kind of just the back and forth chit chat, get to meet some of my fellow VTubers as well a little more,
Hell yeah,
and stuff. But yeah, so the last question that I think I'm gonna turn into one of my little question I'm gonna ask every guest I have, and and this is purposely pretty like vague.
Okay.
What is
this tradition in the show to put a little extra on the final wing? No.
Yeah.
No. Yes. No. Should I put more? Okay.
Yeah. Just dump the entire last dab bottle on
Okay. Listen, I got it.
Chug it. Just butt chug
Christ.
it. No.
Oh God, no. Oh no.
Yeah. No. There's a lot of things I would do for money. I don't think that'd be one of them.
Yeah. No.
But So yeah. So this question, pretty vague, but best piece of advice to give people. What it could be for anything.
But like for anything.
Yep.
Oh,
it's just but like that. I think this is. I feel like this is one to be fun. Where it's like I know we're all talking. I'm probably gonna have the theme of like talking about like streaming and content creating stuff with probably some of my initial guests. But it's just like
right.
I feel like it's just this could be fun where it's just like for anything you can interpret how you want. What would be what would be the best or like a really good piece of advice you would just give to somebody, maybe walk up to them on the street and just give them this piece of advice.
Okay, first of all, I would not walk up to somebody and be like, yo, do this. But I get what you mean.
But yeah. No, that's how you get punched in like those TikTok videos. You talk to somebody and they just boom.
Exactly. So the best piece of advice, I'm gonna focus on the business side of things and like the whole like vtubing and all of that. Keep at it. I know that like it sucks sometimes, and whenever you don't see the numbers, or you don't see the sales, or you don't see the things happening, you don't see anything moving, you think like, oh my god, that sucks. This is not working for me. I'm just not gonna do this anymore. And just keep going. If you really want to do it, trust me, if you continue, it will pay off eventually. It may not be tomorrow, it may not be in a week, it may not be in a year, it may not be in 2 years, but eventually it 100% will. It is what it is. This can be applied, as I said, for all of those things. And always keep trying to be better. You can say, hey, I don't really like how this is being handled right now. Let me improve this aspect. Or like, you know what? I don't really like how this looks. Let me change that. Let me add this thing. Or, even if we're talking about food, hey, I don't really like how this plate is presented. What if I add this little thing to add a little bit more of a little bit more things? Those things matter. Just keep going. If you lose, if you stop. That's it.
Honestly, that's perfect advice. But yeah, no, with that though, I'm gonna say that we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Super appreciate you joining me, today.
Oh, I really
Where
appreciate it.
can people find you? And of course, and also for my audience, I'll have links to your socials as well. But yeah, where can people find you?
Oh, okay. Well, I am on Twitch, of course, twitch.tv/affocattovt. You can find me in YouTube. I have two channels. One is my cooking channel. It doesn't have a lot right now, but I am working on that. Which is at AffocattoYT, as in YouTube YT. And there is my VODs channel, which will be changed to like more of like my gaming kind of channel, which is Avocado, no, Affocatto VODs, VODS. That avocado thing is such a meme that I am like now my own name. Yeah, I'm also on social media at affocattovt. Pretty much all the social media, really.
Okay, and yeah, like I said, I'll have it linked in like the descriptions for this episode on Spotify and YouTube, so people can easily find you.
Of course.
But yeah, no, with that though, from my community and audience there, appreciate you guys all so much again for listening in to this first special guest episode of What Does the Cat Say? And I hope to see you all next time.
Well, I really appreciate it, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.